Here's more wrestling news for May 4th, 2023, and we're starting off today with Naomi, who alongside Sasha Banks walked out of WWE in May of last year and has since gone on to debut for Impact Wrestling. For Naomi, now Trinity, joining Impact marks the first time she'll compete outside of WWE or WWE Developmental, and she's now opened up on that fateful day. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Trinity explained that she was arguably at an all-time low in her life, which prompted her decision to move on from WWE. She explained, "Everything was a blessing in disguise because I was really going through a lot. I felt very stagnant and I wasn't happy. Ultimately, I left that day because of the way I was talked to and handled. Everything kind of just broke me that day. That was it. I had to. To go through all the backlash and negativity and the lies and the rumors, and then to also kind of just feel lost, it broke me. It was probably the lowest I've ever felt in my life." Well, it had been reported by some that Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné, talked Naomi into walking out last year. Trinity refuted the claim, saying her decision to leave had nothing to do with anybody else. There was a time when it looked like Trinity had finished wrestling, but that isn't the case, and it remains to be seen how she fares away from WWE. In 2021, WWE signed Gable Steveson to a contract, making him the second ever Olympic gold medalist under contract after Kurt Angle. Despite big plans for him, Stevenson's career has hit significant obstacles, including Gable not showing the proper level of improvement, but that hasn't stopped WWE from signing another Olympian. ESPN reports that Tamyra Mensah-Stock has signed a contract with WWE less than 2 years after becoming the first black woman to win gold in Olympic freestyle wrestling. Last year, Mensah-Stock continued her winning ways, capturing her second world championship in Belgrade, Serbia, and she's now decided to focus on professional wrestling instead. Mensah-Stock has appeared on WWE TV in the past, as she and Steveson were on camera together in 2021 following the Olympic victories, but fans will soon see more of Tamyra, WWE's third Olympic gold medalist. This week, WWE released its 2023 first quarter earnings, which come at a time of great change for the promotion. Despite the return of Vince McMahon and the deal with Endeavor, though, one thing that has remained the same is WWE earning a fortune, as the figures showed this week. For the first 3 months of 2023, WWE reported revenue of $297.6 million, with the gate at WrestleMania 39 earning $21.6 million. The two-night event last month also set several records, including being the most watched WWE event, the most attended across the 2 nights, and breaking the record for the most WrestleMania merch sold at an event. Viewerships for both Raw and SmackDown both increased 7% in the first quarter of 2023, bucking the trend of cable and broadcast television, which have both seen drops in viewership. Speaking to investors, WWE CEO Nick Khan was asked about WWE's negotiations with the USA Network and Fox, and said that the two sides have been having productive conversations so far. Khan did not provide an estimated timeline for when the deals with the two networks would be renewed, as the current deals will expire in early 2024, but he fully expects WWE and the two networks to come to another agreement. If the reports are to be believed, CM Punk will make his return to AEW later this month, something many fans thought they'd never see after what happened at All Out. While Punk is returning, the issues between him and the Elite are far from finished, with reports that the Elite will refuse to work with him, and that could be a major problem for Tony Khan. Speaking on the latest episode of Keeping It 100, Disco Inferno argued that Khan will ultimately have to make a choice and believes that if the Elite won't work with Punk, they should be fired. Disco argued that Punk is much better for AEW in business terms than the Elite, and questioned if Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are so big that they can refuse to work with him. He added, "Every wrestler in the past that's far more popular than the Elite have ever been have worked things out and done business. So if you guys aren't willing to do business, bro, just let them go. That's it. You're probably saving a bunch of money. They need to cut some costs too. But if they're not willing to work with Punk, then get rid of them." While Tony Khan has been able to arrange Punk's return, the real test will come when the controversial wrestler has to be in the same room as the AEW roster. And do you agree with Disco that the Elite should work with Punk, or else? Sound off in the comments. In the run-up to Night 2 of the WWE Draft, fans were curious as to which show would select Brock Lesnar first, but in the end, neither brand has exclusivity over the Beast Incarnate. During Raw, Triple H announced that Lesnar has negotiated with WWE to remain a free agent and will be able to appear on both brands, and this isn't just a storyline explanation for what happened. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer stated that WWE did have plans for Lesnar to be moved to one show, hence why his name was in the drafting pool for Night 2. It was explained that plans changed at the last minute for Lesnar to be a free agent and eligible to appear on both brands, despite WWE trying to push this draft as a hard brand split. Meltzer stated that ultimately, Brock is going to do what he wants, and this is hardly the first time that the former Universal Champion has been granted special privileges that other superstars don't get, though a source told Ringside News that the change was not seen as a big deal. While WWE wants the rosters to be clear-cut, they realize that Lesnar's name has huge drawing potential for both Raw and SmackDown, and it remains to be seen where he'll go next after facing Cody Rhodes this weekend at Backlash. Right now, Joaquin Wilde is riding high as a part of the Latino World Order, and the group has been a hit, topping WWE's merchandise sellers list for 3 weeks in a row. Wilde went through a long journey before his arrival in WWE, and as he explained this week, he nearly lost his life on that journey. Speaking on Out of Character, Wilde recalled an injury he suffered in Mexico that, looking back, should have ended his career. And when he saw a doctor 2 months later, the medical physician said he felt like he was speaking to a ghost. The doctor added that Wilde should have certainly been killed due to the injury, and the future WWE superstar was left pondering why he was being given a second chance. Thankfully, Joaquin Wilde was able to overcome that difficult situation, and he continued on the road that brought him to WWE. But things could have been much different if things had changed even slightly. In recent weeks, WWE superstars have been blacking out their social media accounts, with Drew McIntyre being the first to do so after reports that his WWE contract will expire this year. Not long after, Becky Lynch blacked out her profile, and Angel Garza made changes to his profile, and now a name from NXT has gone one step further. Following her defeat to former tag team partner Jacy Jayne on Tuesday's episode of WWE NXT, Gigi Dolin deactivated her Twitter account and has given no explanation as to why. It's currently unclear whether Gigi Dolin deactivated her account as part of a WWE storyline or for personal reasons, and while she remains on Facebook and Instagram, fans won't be hearing from Dolin on Twitter. More from AEW now, as plenty of wrestlers have been signed to the promotion, but this week it was announced that the company has hired a notable name to work behind the scenes. As first reported by Fightful and later confirmed by Tony Khan on Twitter, Will Washington has signed with the promotion and will be the company's Wrestling Administration Coordinator. Khan explained that Washington will be kept busy in various aspects of AEW, including working at the events, on social media, in creative, and as part of the company's public relations team. Fans may know Williams for his years in the wrestling podcasting world, as he has worked with RBR Wrestling, Grapsody, After the Week, and Day After Dynamite, to name just some of his popular shows. Washington has wasted no time in his new role, as Khan stated that he was already working during this week's Dynamite, and we're wishing him well in his new role with AEW. And we're ending with AEW Dynamite, as next week's show will continue on the road to Double or Nothing, and Dynamite will be stacked to say the least. It's been confirmed that the Elite's Kenny Omega will face the Blackpool Combat Club's Jon Moxley, but this match will take place inside of a steel cage, so expect things to get bloody. The AEW International Championship will also be on the line, as Orange Cassidy will defend against Daniel Garcia, and there will be a promo from AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR. These are just part of what will be a huge episode of Dynamite next week, and with even bigger plans for the summer, we'll have to see what's in store next for Tony Khan's first promotion.